Hi, I'm Jofia Mind Tarot, and I was in the middle of editing the video and just realized I didn't explain what the video is about. The title of this video is Why Didn't It Work Out? And there are four questions. The first question is, why did it happen? The second question is, who were you before it happened? The third question is, what did it teach you? And the fourth, how to avoid a repeat of this cycle. So these are the four questions on why it didn't work. And in the next clip, I will show you the cards as well as the runes. Okay? So I'll see you in the next video clip. Okay? See you guys. Oops. Hi there, this is Jofia Mind Tarot. I'm doing a pick a pile reading for why didn't it work out? And I have three piles here. I have piles 1, 2, and 3. The first pile is Terror Stars. It's the rune Terror Stars. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. I'm looking at my notes here. So we have Therisaz with misalignment. And I didn't cover up the people before, but I mean, she's not really showing anything, but I just thought maybe I should cover up her bits. And then with Therisaz. So if you're resonating with Power 1 and you know something about this rune, you can pick Power 1. So that's misalignment. Pile 2, it's what? North is again, if I'm saying it incorrectly, let me know. North is and strength of vulnerability. And then we have the third pile. So that's pile 2. This is the third pile. We have Sowilio. Maybe I'm butchering these names, but and false beliefs, as well as perspective. These two cards came out for pile 3. You have 2 cards. So piles 1, 2, and 3, whichever one resonates with you. This time I picked the runes instead of picking the usual crystals, and I hope this helps. You can listen to all 3 piles or 1 or just 2 that resonate, and I'll see you at either piles 1, 2, or 3. Take care, guys. Bye. Hi, pal one. So let's see what you have in store. So you picked Thursars. So I'm learning the runes right now. So this is Thursars. Hopefully you guys, if I'm mispronouncing it, you'll let me know. Alright, so Thursars, let's see what Thursars talks about. Thursars represents, I think, the ruler, the emperor in tarot. So upright or reversed, Thuras talks about usually it's a giant thorn. It's the god Thor, right? In Norse mythology, usually it represents some, dealing with chaos, the subconscious, anger, passion, violence, aggression. And when it's in the reverse, it's defensive. You protect and you defend yourself and overcome blockages. Now, when looking at this rune, it talks about fight or flight. What would you do in intense situations? When this rune comes up, who are you when you are faced with challenges? The third stars talks about the nervous system. Now, I don't claim to know everything about runes, and I'm learning as I go, but I thought that was quite interesting to incorporate into the reading. So if you want to add anything about how you think Thursdays might help, let me know. I'm learning, okay? So that we have Thursdays. All right, so you put Thursdays here. All right, let's look at the cards, the oracle and the tarot cards for your reading. So you have misalignment as your oracle card. The tea leaf oracle card, we have hammock. We have deception and envy, which is the Seven of Swords. We have Archangel Gabriel. We have diversity. We have Five of Scrolls. We have what's the vibe? Basic. Subpar, simple, unimpressed. We have Muse of Emotions, or the King of Cups. We have Temperance. We have, let's see. Oh, this was supposed to be near basic. This is travel. Celebration. Survival. Brisk. Lighthouse. Don't doubt your worth. Run wild. It's time to give into wild, childlike nature that resides in all of us. Cultivate a spirit of play and allow yourself to get messy. Go barefoot in the mud. Be outside in the rain and finger paint and just be unproductive. Find pleasure in letting go of the notion that you have outgrown your untamed nature, allowing your inner child to run wild. Okay. So when I look at these cards, because remember we're answering the questions, I have the questions here. Why did it happen? Who you were before it happened? What did it teach you? And how to avoid a repeat of this cycle. So when we look at misalignment here, it says miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction. So I could incorporate tarot stars into this because especially if you're dealing with negative emotions, being able to confront those emotions, whatever they may be, may take you taking some time out to go within, to actually confront any inwardly. When it says hammock, it doesn't, well, in my mind, in this spread, it doesn't literally mean taking a vacation. When it comes under this tarot card of misalignment, it talks about coming back to center, overcoming that obstacle of misalignment by going within, taking some time for yourself to recharge, to slow down, to come into alignment into what you need, right? In those negative emotions that come up within, it's time to slow down a bit, right, and go inward. Okay, so when we talk about why did it happen, well, when I look at this top spread here, deception and envy, Archangel Gabriel, and diversity, I'm seeing the swords, like communication, because I'm seeing blue throughout here in these three cards. So it talks about speaking up, being able to communicate, right? So if this is self-deception, this is not being true to yourself, not speaking up. Maybe say it's in a case where you feel insecure or inadequate, or someone has a behavior that doesn't resonate with you, doesn't make you feel good, and you're not speaking up, you're not communicating what your needs are in an appropriate way, and maybe you are reacting by lashing out or getting resentful, right? So this way you're gonna deceive yourself. If you're deceiving others, you're not able to communicate your emotions in the same way, whereby you are, you are not trusting people, not willing to be open, right? So you're willing to deceive others because you think that you would be deceived, right? Or you're envious of others because of your fear of actually pursuing your goals or what you need to pursue. So I'm just saying, if you're resonating with that part in yourself, which you're becoming aware of how you feel when it comes to people around you or for yourself, why you feel this sense of misalignment, why you feel a sense of emotion that's uncontrolled, you're reactive, or you clam up, we all have different responses to the emotional waves that come within us, right? So who were you before it happened? I think you were someone who liked to keep it simple. Like you're just saying, okay, I'm not going to overextend myself, or I'm not going to pursue my dreams, or I'm not that thing within me that I want to do, because it's not going to work out anyway, or because this one is going to disappoint me, or I don't want to be rejected. So you keep it simple and unimpressed because you're unwilling to take a risk. You're unwilling to go outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so leaving your baggage at the door would be, a good thing, because look at this card right here with travel. The visitor is, if it's inside of the doors, because I'm not sure where these steps are, if it's inside the vacation spot or outside of it. Now, if it's outside of it, it's saying leave your baggage at the door, right? Just come in with a pure center. It's not about, oh, what if this doesn't happen, or what if doesn't happen, or becoming all defensive, or whatever the case may be. It's just saying, go within and not try to forget, but just sit with yourself. Take that vacation within yourself and find out why it is you feel that fear, why it is that you feel that you're deceiving yourself. Right? Why are things not happening for you? Now, if it's inside, this is kind of unpacking your suitcase and kind of opening it up and having a good look at it. Just like how when you're on vacation, you unpack your suitcase and you're looking to see what's inside of it that you can use. Okay? So remember, with the why did it happen? You have a lot of knowledge that's already in you. You already have the knowledge that's already in you. This is so much potential out here. Notice that lady. She is, I don't know if she's not blindfolded. I don't know if you can see well. She's not blindfolded, but she has the information in her hand, but yet she's restricted. There are books here, right? The knowledge. There's I don't know, what is that, scrolls here, that she has all the information that she needs, but she's held up in her home. She's not exploring. She's keeping it simple, right? She's not communicating. She's afraid to go out there, and achieve her his or her goals, male or female. And when Archangel Gabriel shows up, he's all in blue, right? He talks about communication, right? Being able to communicate, being able to ask Archangel Gabriel for that, what you need in order to communicate, whatever you may need in order to communicate. Whether it is, again, taking that time within to work out what your needs are, and to be able to take that time to communicate it effectively. Or someone who, if this is not you, maybe this is someone in your life. Now, we are looking at, what did it teach you? Whatever you went through that was a challenge that had you misaligned, whether it's childhood or whether it's lack of self-worth, as it says in these two cards here, you are talking about mastering your emotions, right? Having trust within yourself, right? Here with the King of Cups. If the King of Cups is in the reverse, it's manipulation, it's scheming, it's, being aloof, not being in touch with your emotions, just playing it off as if it doesn't matter, it doesn't bother you. But when you're in balance, you are in touch with it, right? You're a friend to yourself. You're emotionally mature. You are able to articulate your feelings, and you're able to articulate to others what you need, what your needs are, right? And as well as yourself. With Temperance here, it talks about having patience with yourself, okay? Having balance. Okay, that inner tranquility with taking a vacation here is also important. Taking that time for yourself in order to forgive any past discretions, whether it is against yourself or with others. If you are imbalanced, right, there will be a lack of perspective. You'd be in constant conflict with others, right? There's no patience with yourself or with others. Now, when I say patience with yourself, it's like you don't rush the process. Take whatever you need and communicate to others. Look, I need some time to myself to go within. I need this amount of time, not to be perfect, but at least to try to get myself more within my aligned, my best self, right? And that takes time. Okay, so you just it takes time. You go through that process, whatever time it needs. You allow whatever feelings need to come up, and you're not taking it out on anyone because you're asking for that time. Okay, whether it's a month, you're not going to be healed in a month, but it's just saying you're taking some time now to kind of try to see what your needs are, so that you can move more, within that alignment of what you're okay, what am I trying to say? You're trying to align yourself more accurately to your needs, to what makes you have more self-worth, which makes, that you're willing to take risk, right? So, that's where third stars comes in. Now, the third stars in that case could be that deception and envy. Something happened where you felt deceived, or you feel some kind of envy, right? And it's telling you to take charge of that. Instead of pushing out the thorns and, lashing out, right? I'm not saying you're doing this. I'm saying this could be happening to you, okay? Or it also could be you, all right? Instead of lashing out or being defensive, aggressive, you can take that time to clear away and to go within to see what what your needs are. So with the celebration, survival, and risk here, you have to be willing to take a risk in order to do that, because it could be messy. Think about Thor. I know it's a movie, but it has some kind of course, slight historical relation. It's not historically, it's not accurate, totally accurate in Norse mythology. I mean, it is the movies, but Thor takes that hammer and clears away stuff that is, that is difficult. Whatever challenges come up, he has his hammer, and that hammer, that tool that he has in his hand, that hammer is helping him to clear away the chaos. Okay, so with celebration, survival, and risk, you were in survival mode, right? Right now you may be in survival mode, right? You're healing, right, from whatever situation that came up, maybe recently or maybe in your childhood. Taking a risk is willing to go within, willing to have a look at what's scary, because you are worth it. I am always enough. So if you don't do it, no, I should say that better. Do this for yourself, if not for others. You deserve this. So again, it turns back to, if you're having feelings of low self-worth and that you're deceiving yourself by not speaking up, you have to take risks when you don't feel like you can achieve them. If you want to keep yourself basic, like, it's almost like dimming your light, not celebrating yourself. Okay, and it also encourages you to celebrate with others as well, when that time comes, to get out of your head when you need to, and take a risk sometime with others, reaching out to people, speaking up at first to see what what response you get. So in terms of running wild, this again goes back to taking a vacation, because it talks about being outside in the rain, going barefoot, finger painting. What do we do on vacation? We do things that we enjoy. So even if this is not a literal vacation, it could be spending, a week or a few days at home just doing you things that you enjoy, like things that doesn't require a lot of fuss. So if you like drawing, painting, spending time with your children, if you have any you know all these playful activities, riding your bike, running, whatever brings you that joy, that's also taking a vacation. Because when you're riding your bike, you're taking a vacation in your mind, right? Because you're just concentrating on riding that bike. And even if you feel like processing some of what comes up in your mind, you're not getting too absorbed with it, but you enjoying your body, how it feels to ride that bike, and to, exert that energy, and it gives a relief to your mind. Okay? So that will be the answer to how to avoid a repeat of this cycle, is that to know that you are enough. That to every day say, I am always enough. Be that lighthouse for yourself, and don't doubt your worth, your self-worth, right? So, and if this is pertaining to others, how they treat you, again, it goes back to your self-worth. Why do you think that you're not worth it? Why don't you think you're worth the respect? You're not worth the respect. Why are you constantly being deceived? Is it that you're actually being deceived, or this is how you're perceiving it? And if you are being deceived, right, how are you going to approach that situation? How are you going to communicate to others? How are you going to communicate to others what you need to communicate in order to clear away the nonsense, clear away the unwanted obstacles in your life, to become aligned again? What is giving you that sense of being misaligned? So, to answer this question of why didn't it work out, it didn't work out because you need to take time to align. To align within, to get in touch with emotions, to get in touch with who you are. Okay, so that's what I have. Don't deceive yourself. Take risk wherever possible. Taking risk doesn't mean being irresponsible. Taking risk would just mean taking a risk with going within and looking at those ugly parts that you are not willing, whether you do that with a therapist or on your own through spirituality. Okay, so I hope it helped and I hope it resonated. Again, I'm just learning about the runes. I think they're interesting, and these ancient methods, I will continue to learn about them. They are very interesting to me. So please like and comment, and I will see you over in pile 2 or pile 3 if you so wish to do so. Okay, take care. Bye, pile 1. Hi, pile 2. You picked the rune Northeast. I may be mispronouncing it, so please help me out in the comments if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Well, Northeast talks about having control of your doubts and insecurities, having self-discipline. It talks about action is required despite your doubts and fears, having strength of character, and pushing through negative emotions. So if you are having any feelings of, self-doubt, insecurities, all those negative emotions that hold you back, Northeast is a good stone to work with. When it's inverted, it can talk about having a lack of direction making unwise decisions, having no sense of direction, no clarity on any decisions that you're making, and you may be prone to incidences such as get rich quick schemes, not willing to work hard towards something because you think probably it's not going to work out, or you feel you're dealing with imposter syndrome, or you have to face whatever difficult phase in your life that comes up when you see this rune. You pick this pile and you pick that rune because you're talking about I would say yes, communication in a way, in terms of being determined, communicating clearly what your needs are, your intentions, but also staying away from indulgences, like that if you're too indulgent, because in the tarot representation of Northeast is the Justice card and the Devil. At least that's what I saw in my research, the Justice and the Devil. Maybe it represents another tarot card meaning, and just let me know in the comments, because as I said, I'm still learning. So there's a need to push through any challenges that you may have, whether emotionally or in terms of anything, money, whatever difficulties you're having, okay, that needs exploring. So the cards that came up for you, we have tarot and oracle cards here. The first card is number 4, Strength of Vulnerability. True power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. Sorry for the blur. We have Purse. Ooh, it's blurring like real bad. Okay, Purse, pay attention to your finances. We have Patience and Planning. That's the 7 of Pentacles in the traditional deck. We have the King of Scrolls. We have, should I do these cards first? I'll do What's the Vibe first. We have Frequency, Telepathic, Song Lyrics Alignment. In Sync, Angel Numbers, Synchronicities, Nature Songs. So this is dealing with maybe, as I say, telepathy. Victim mentality. Number 7, consciousness. the Ace of Materials, which is the Ace of Pentacles in the traditional deck. Unconditional love. Okay. Morning. The world awaits you. Throne. Your potential is endless. Okay. We have listen. The inner child is comprised of many different aspects of our childhood, and at different times in our life, and at different times in our adult life will need their voice to be heard. Practice listening to your inner child now, asking what it is they have to tell you and responding to them with understanding and kindness. Responsive journaling is a good exercise for this. Connect with the cosmos. You can see that my fingernail is in the way. Okay, somehow it's not focusing at this time. Anywho. Yeah, still not focusing. But it's alright. I can read it to you. The night sky holds many a wonder. Some that we see with our eyes and some that we know with our hearts. If you have pulled this card, then it's time to look beyond. Go stargazing, learn the constellations, study astrology, or take time in prayer to the divine. Let the magic of the universe connect to the boundlessness within you. So, this particular spread, I can see that it applies to me as well. But hey, even if it is for me, someone could learn from it, right? So we all learning here on this channel. So, all right. So when I look at these cards at first, the first thing that jumps out to me before I even go into depth of what each aspect of why it didn't work out. We're looking at telepathy here, like connection with the divine, connection with the universe, listening for the signs, right? Looking at the signs, because if you're in touch with yourself, if you're in touch with the divine or with the universe, you'll notice that it speaks to you through synchronicities, seeing numbers constantly, 1111, 444, 333, maybe you're telepathic, you're receiving certain songs at different times and you look up the lyrics and it kind of correlates with what you're thinking about or what you're going through at the moment. And yeah, that's the first thing that jumps out to me here. Next, so if we start with this card, Strength of Vulnerability, it's being, the admitting that you feel vulnerable and actually being okay with that, right? Because look at this warrior woman here. She has a spear in her hand. She is obviously a warrior. She has been through many battles, but somehow, even though she's protecting herself, she's kind of semi-naked, so she's a bit vulnerable. So she's not all the way closed off, right? She or he, take it as it resonates. But being willing to be vulnerable in situations that you're not quite familiar with. And with this card that comes before it, this tarot card, tea leaf oracle card that comes underneath it, is purse. pay attention to your finances. But it could mean finances, yes, especially with that patience and planning, Seven of Pentacles there. Could talk about that. But it could also talk about security, feeling secure. Feeling secure in your vulnerability. Saying, okay, maybe your vulnerability is emotional vulnerability. You know, willing to be a little vulnerable. Just, you know, to open up to getting feedback from others or being able to connect with others. Or even if this is finances, being vulnerable with your finances and having a close look at it and kind of really seeing where your soft spots are, like where you overspend, or, you know, if you do emotional spending, or if you are, you know, sorry about that, my tummy. If you are, you know, you give away money because you know, you feel sorry for, you know, people, you're pushover, basically. To put it in, you know, for other people's stories. So looking at that, you know, that kind of insecurity, feeling like you're not helpful to others. So whatever those insecurities or vulnerabilities are, looking at them closely. Now with patience and planning, you see here is being patient with yourself. If it's emotional, let's get back to this. It takes time to be patient with yourself, and also planning. You know, you open up yourself vulnerably, a little emotionally. You give yourself time to be used to whatever situation that makes you uncomfortable. Healthy uncomfortable, meaning like you're pushing yourself in a place where you're not quite, if there's an imposter syndrome, for example, that you're dealing with, make it doing something despite your feeling of insecurity, feeling like you don't know what you're talking about. Right, essentially. Or paying attention to your finances, if this is actual money, looking at being patient with yourself, like, okay, having a plan in action, which comes back to some cards that are down here, which taking that time to, you know, budget, you know, and have long-term goals, and not just being precarious with your money. So with King of Scrolls here, the King of Scrolls is going to be patient. He is acquiring knowledge. So this knowledge could be a person in your life that's providing the information. Or you could be the King of Scrolls. Right? You're gaining that information. Maybe you're going to classes for something. And you always wanted to, okay, say you wanted to become a nurse or a doctor or some other unconventional job, and you know, other people are saying, oh, not a career, so other people are saying, oh, it's crazy, you know, it takes so long to become a doctor, or it's so hard, or whatever, or you know, some negative story, and you are saying within yourself, this is really what I want to do, or I really want to try to see if I can do this. And you're acquiring the information that you need, or going to whatever, you know, classes, or looking up online, studying, reading books, you know, because he's the King of Scrolls. He has all the knowledge, right? If this is a university here, he's a teacher. If this is on the YouTube, he's the professional. He has studied everything here. Suppose he's a botanist and you wanted to become a gardener, or you wanted to grow some kind of vineyard, or you know, grow fruits and vegetables, or run a farm or something. You know, you have the resources, or actually go seek those resources that's available to you. Go seek it out, you know. Now with frequency here, telepathic, song, lyrics, alignment, and in sync. the universe is going to tell you whether or not you're on the right path. Usually when you have something in your heart and you're curious about it, more information comes up along those lines. So if, for example, if you are on the internet and you're searching for, you're learning to fix a bike and you're really into fixing bikes, then suddenly other stuff pops up that also talks about different kinds of bikes, or maybe another aspect of bikes that you never thought of, you know? So it's like looking out for the synchronicities. Even in, if I could see this for myself as the DIDN Tarot, trusting my telepathy, you know, hearing songs, seeing synchronicities and so forth. So, yeah. Having that relationship with the universe, having that relationship with the divine, in order to become aligned, to know where where you need to open up, where you need to trust yourself, trust your intuition. Now I see this victim mentality here. So the first part talks about, I'm so sorry, the first part here talks about why did, sorry, I have the questions here. Why didn't it happen? It's not that it didn't happen, it's just that it requires patience and planning and your ability to be vulnerable, as well as to seek out the information that you need. In terms of who were you before it happened, you were trusting the divine, you were looking out for synchronicities, you were seeking information, trusting your intuition. Even if it's not tarot reading or becoming psychic or anything like that, it's just trusting yourself. Who you were, you started to trust yourself and watching out for that victim mentality, because when, for example, if you're in imposter syndrome, you let your emotions overwhelm you. Oh no, I can't do this, it's so hard, or I mean, it's so beautiful outside. Yes, he's cooped up in here with his head in his hand, right? And he's not really chained to that bed, is he? He's not really tied up to that bed, right? He has the books here. Time is of the essence, but patience and planning here. And instead of doing what he needs to do, he's kind of freaking out. So watching for that victim mentality, that little voice creeping up telling you can't do it, or someone else doing that to you, staying away from that. And and listening for synchronicity, looking for synchronicity, not looking for it, but noticing when they come up, as well as if you have that gift of inner knowing, because I'm seeing 2 sevens here. We have 7, patience and planning, and 7 in this card of consciousness, and 7 is a spiritual number. So it's most likely something spiritual that you're dealing with. It could be, this pile could be fellow intuitives. Okay. So with this Ace of Pentacles here, in what did it teach you? This is a new experience for you. It's a new financial beginning for you. If you explore this, if you in touch with the universe, if you listen for those synchronicities, if you observe that small voice of victim mentality as it comes up, you can have a new beginning. Yeah, she's abundant here. She's blooming. She or he is blooming. It's just popping out of her. And it's so beautiful. And unconditional love. When you love something that you're doing, you could never, ever, ever be a fraud, because you do what it takes in order to learn more and more. You'll make yourself vulnerable in order to learn more and more, to trust yourself. If this is in terms of finances, say, okay, because we did talk about emotion and trusting yourself. If this is financial, it talks about maybe you are interested in, budgeting, and this is adding another hard work, because if this is 7 of Pentacles plus 1 will become 8 of Pentacles, which is hard work. So you get money here, a new financial, something new is coming in. So maybe you saved up, you're going to school, and you graduated, and now you get that new job or that new career. You save up money, you buy a plot of land, right, with 7 and 1, 7 with patience or planning, and with the materials that you need. You make 8, you start work, because the Ace of Materials, which is the Ace of Pentacles, talks about investments, manifestation, new beginnings. Now, if there's a lack of money or bad business plan, you need to trust yourself as well. See, any mistakes that come up, or any, mistakes are always the opportunity for learning. But again, if you love yourself, you will do this because it's what you love to do. So maybe there's a mother in your life that's, important for you. Maybe she's, somebody is nurturing you. Whether it's that frequency, could also talk about maybe there's a mother figure that crossed over. I don't see, there's no Empress here. There's no, nothing that talks about helping from the divine, even though yes, you see connect with the cosmos down there. Maybe you have a deceased loved one that's supporting you, or someone that's unseen in the spiritual world that is helping you with this. Or maybe you actually have a nurturing presence in your life that's giving you that support. So if it's not family, maybe it's friends, okay, someone that's nurturing. So with this 4, morning, the world awaits you. The world is waiting for this because you are supposed to do this. You will get your stability from this. Number 4 talks about stability. You're going to be stable with this new venture, this new opportunity. This is what you're made for. There's a lot of emotion here as well. You need emotion in order to be intuitive. So trust that. Your potential is endless. Maybe you'll be working with others at some point. She looks like a magician to me with her hands on fire there, It seems so like magical. And they're so comfortable in their skin. They seem so comfortable where they are. They're just like, your potential is endless. The world awaits you. Just telling you, giving you all the signs that if you turn things around and you work with your vulnerabilities and you're patient with yourself and you trust the universe and you listen to what your needs are, listen to your inner child, who you are, journaling, going deep within and connecting to the cosmos, your potential is endless. Pray. Your potential is endless for this opportunity here, pile 2. One more thing. While I was shuffling this deck, I heard this song. What's the name of that song? It's called Footprints by T.O.K. When you cry, I cry. So this could be a separate story of someone supporting you from the, from the divine, whether the person is here in body or in spirit. Someone is supporting you. So in those minutes, those times, sorry, that you feel vulnerable, just know that there's someone that you could reach out to, or someone that reaches out to you to give you that love and support that you need. There's always someone. So I hope it helped and I hope it resonated. Pile 2. Please like, share, and subscribe if you'd like more of these videos. And if you'd like, I would see you in pile 3. Okay? Take care. Bye, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. So you're my last pile here. So you have Sowilo. Again, I'm having trouble with these names, but please correct me in the comments if I pronounce it wrong. But I believe it's Sowilo, or the Sun card in tarot, or similar to the Sun card in tarot. So, in Norse mythology, I believe Sowilo kind of talks about Balder, the really sweet half brother of Thor. But Sowilo represents the sun, strength, courage, self-confidence, maybe a sprinkle of ego. It's the rune of progress, goal, achievement, and honor bestowed. This rune cannot really generally be reversed because the sun is not reversed. So let's see what comes up for you, pile number 3. So we have these cards here. So what requires you to take courage here for this pile? It's a beautiful card. A beautiful rune, the sun. So we have false beliefs. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitation they confine us to. We have perspective. A calm and clear mind is free to see differently. Then we have Tea Leaf Oracle Money Path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Memories of love. That's the 6 of Cups in traditional tarot. 6 of Keys in crescent moon. Petty, immature, closed-minded, reckless. The healing light. Number 8. 8 of inspiration, which represents the 8 of wands in traditional tarot. The Muse of inspiration, or the King of Wands. Suffering. Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. I am. I am safe. I am supported. I am worthy. I am unique. I am honest. I am true. I am abundant. I am present. I am strong. I am open. I am wise. I am cared for. I am good. I am accepted. I belong. Now is the time to practice affirmations. Know that you are, and speak the words that you need to hear over yourself now. Write a letter. Writing down our thoughts and emotions can help us to become more aware of them, as many things reside within us that we might not know until we give them space to come forth. Now is the time to write a letter either to your inner child or as your inner child. Have patience with this process, giving yourself plenty of time in which to do it. And the last card is be still. To stay needlessly busy is to stay distracted. Something that can help us survive our pains and troubles, but nothing to heal them. Though it may seem daunting, take the time to be still. Relax and let your senses rest. Putting away all sources of stimulus. Let the silence envelop you and let yourself just be. Okay? Be still. Okay, so pile 3, you seem to have gone through something challenging here. It pertains to false beliefs. With immaturity here, I'm going to just say what steps out here. You had some beliefs maybe in the past, because we see here memories of love. You had some beliefs in the past that were quite reckless, or someone you know had beliefs that was reckless, and you were immature, you know, maybe even reckless, and these beliefs caused a lot of suffering. But with perspective here, I think you're having a new perspective on things. You're having a perspective on false beliefs. You're finally seeing the light, because this guy here, he's stepping away from the situation, and he has binoculars. I don't know if you can see that right there. And he's looking up at the lighthouse, the light. Perhaps he's looking up at this healing light right here from this lighthouse, right? He's gaining a better perspective and looking at something from a more, I wouldn't say withdrawn, just kind of stepping back and having a look at your life. So the first thing that perhaps comes to mind is someone who has an ego-based career, right? Where maybe they're doing it for the accolades, you know, or maybe they have a career where they, you know, they receive a lot of praise for it. It could be anything in the entertainment industry, it could be medical field, you know, all those fields where, or even as, you know, in the spiritual community even. You know, you can have, there could be issues where people can have big egos, right? Or could have the potential of being adored and whatnot. But it says here that in the past, someone was immature and reckless here. They had false beliefs, but with time they gained wisdom, right? Because this lady, she has an owl on her shoulder. And with this lady, how she looks, she's not old. She's quite young. But she has been through a lot, male or female. This person has been through a lot. And what she's been through gave her this wisdom. Usually in cards where you see wisdom, you see an old person with gray hair, and, you know, they've been around the block. I mean, they've had a lot of life experience. But she doesn't look that old, but she has a lot of wisdom within her. So she could be very deceptive. So this could be you, right? That's this wise being who has gained perspective. Maybe you were immature in the past, or someone you know has, you know, this could be you or someone you know. So take it as it resonates. So I'm just going to say this as you. So in the past, you were, you know, immature, maybe impulsive, reckless. I'm seeing here the King of Wands, which is the Muse of Inspiration. Somebody who takes action recklessly in the reverse. You know, maybe lying, you know, doing things without thinking, you know, just flying by the seat of their pants, right? And with the 8 for inspiration, maybe popping off at the mouth, you know, just, you know, losing. Sorry, I lost, the memory card was full. So yes, popping off at the mouth, losing control, you know. And while I was shuffling this pile, I heard the song pop into my mind. What was that song? It's by Post Malone. It's called Rockstar. So I'm not sure if that resonates, but Rockstar talks about someone who is in the music business, just like, you know, really on the, not the bad side, but on the reckless side of entertainment, you know, partaking in the more indulgent side of the entertainment business, if you understand what I mean. So that caused this kind of behavior where you are, you know, it could be a sense of promiscuity, or you know, I'm just seeing someone who does not really think things through. And this caused a lot of suffering. But now you're able to see things from a better perspective. These behaviors here, if you really, you know, if this is in the upright, it will talk about really looking at your child. Now, this could be within a family dynamic, because with the 6 of Cups, it could be within a family dynamic, or, you know, it could also talk about soulmates, you know. But it also could talk about oh my goodness, childishness. It can also talk about childishness. So now it seems that through the suffering with decisions that were made, you're no longer a child, you're working on yourself. You're working on yourself. So why did it happen? Because you needed to work on things. It's just, this is a time of abundance, even if it's just personal, within personal abundance. With money path here and in crescent moon, it just talks about, while everything is going on the outside, you're working with something deep within. You're working on something that's dear to you, something that's special, something that brings the light within you. Because I see here memories of love. There's light here. So let me pick the cards up. Excuse me. So we have memories of love. We have in crescent moon. We have the healing light. All these 3 cards have light in them. This man here, he is working by the light of the moon, as well as the night light, or the lamp that he has next to him. Right? There's this light here. Then you're working with the light now. You're working with the light. Or maybe you can have divine guidance as well. Yeah, but it caused you a great suffering. Even this perspective here with this lighthouse, that's also light coming from the lighthouse. I mean, it doesn't show that, but that's what you see in the light. The lighthouse brings the light, and that light puts you on your money path. So if you were reckless in the past, you have learned, you have become a healing to others. With that recklessness, maybe you were healing to others as well as a healing for yourself. You were able to heal yourself from that suffering, which is a great accomplishment, right? And with this King of Wands and the 8 of Wands, which is the 8 of inspiration, you're now taking action. But Spirit is saying with this, what did it teach you? Spirit is saying take action. Your suffering is your deliberator. It's your, it frees you. Because from suffering, this reminds me here of the Six of Wands, where, you receive praise, accolades. Now, that takes us back to that sun rune, talking about courage. The sun is light, right? The sun is light. Let's go back. The sun is light. So we talk about having strength, courage, and self-confidence. Maybe you were reckless in the past because you weren't confident in yourself. You didn't have a direction, really. Even if you, are in the best career, or you are, what I mean when I say the best career, even if you are in a career where you receive acknowledgement, accolades, people praise you for the work that you do, sometimes a part of you could be reckless because you're not feeling confident in what you do, really. You showed this facade of being, oh, look at me, I'm doing well, I'm receiving accolades, but inside you're suffering. But it's about taking action and getting back to the past, getting back to what you really want to do, and being confident in saying, I am. So not to repeat that cycle is writing down your thoughts and emotions and having patience with yourself. Speaking those affirmations of I am supported, I am worthy, I am unique, and be still. Because you need that stillness in order to confront the suffering. Look at the suffering head on. And 4 and 3 here is 7 with this spaceship, don't be afraid to sing. It's about even if you look strange doing it. So even if you are you're in a conventional career where you're praised and you are admired, but you want to do something that's unconventional, that people say, you know what, you're weird. Why would you be doing that? But it makes your heart sing. You want to sing. And in the past, you were being immature because you were doing something because everybody else say that you should do it, or you thought that you could ignore your inner, what your inner child was saying, what you were saying within, and you were just reacting, just doing stuff to do them, so that, other people can praise you, or you can feel, have that sense of an inflated ego. But now you're looking at stuff from a different perspective now. You're putting in the work, you're taking action, you're looking at your suffering, you're being still with yourself, and you're not afraid to sing. And whatever you decide to do that resonates with who you really are will bring that money that you desire. Even if you're in a field where you are a doctor. Like, okay, you know what jumps to mind? I forgot the name of that actor. He studied to be a doctor. He's Asian. He's very funny. I forgot his name now. It just jumped to mind. I'm sure he spent many years, studying to be a doctor. He can tell you anything about the body. He even had some videos about, some medical videos. And he's a qualified physician, a qualified medical doctor. But he chose acting because that's what he really wanted to do. And he's famous. And he could be less famous, not to say fame is everything, but when you love what you do, it comes with the territory. So he is an actor. You know, he's very funny. He's been in that show with oh my goodness, with the tiger and the silliness that went on with missing teeth. I forgot the name of these actors. I'm sorry, it's not coming to mind, but he's quite a funny actor. But he's a medical doctor, and he may not have been as famous, if ever, if he remained a doctor. And again, it's not about fame. It's just about doing what you've really done, doing what you really want to do, and the rest would follow. But you've learned this. Because with this false beliefs and perspective that come out here, that tells me that you've learned this. And in order to not to repeat the cycle, you have to stay in touch with you. Stay in touch with your needs, your wants. And when you're working on something, please, 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 do not clue in everybody into what you're doing. Because why? If it's unconventional, they'll try to stop you. And that's not helping your self-worth. And it's not helping you to be in touch with your inner child, because you're going to feel insecure. Keep it to yourself. You see this man here? There's no one sitting around him looking at him. All this activity is going on the outside. You see that open window there? All the activity is going on out there. But is he out there? No. He's inside here working on a work of art. No one is sitting next to him saying, oh, it looks terrific. Oh my goodness. Can you make one for me? Can you showcase it in our museum? No one is saying that. He is working by candlelight. Well, that's not actual candle. What is that? That's a lantern, sorry. He's working by the lantern. And he did some stuff in the backyard that he put up. It may be good enough to, to show, but maybe not. I'm not sure. But he has different works of art around, right? That he's been working on in the privacy of his own home, with his time. Yeah. So the sun is saying, this is who you really are. Show who you really are. This could be something even that you did in a past life, if you want to become really spiritual. But the money will follow. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. So getting back to that story about that actor who has become a doctor, please put it in the comments if you remember. I just can't remember his name right now. He I'm sure most likely is making much more money that he would have made if he were a doctor. Maybe, who knows? But he's actually doing what is in his heart to do. I'm sure people said, are you crazy? Why would you want to become a doctor? An actor. Being a doctor is so much more honorable. But you don't know, when you see people, what they had to go through before they became who they were. You don't know what suffering they had to endure. Not everybody talks about their life story. What took them on the journey from being in one career and switching over to another. You don't know the story, so there's no way to really know for sure what anyone has been through. But what you did has brought healing. So whether this recklessness and immature career, which will bring you accolades, or just immature and reckless as in, just not thinking that you have what it takes to achieve what you really want. The key is affirming to yourself that you are safe, that you're cared for by the divine, if no one else. Heal the suffering from within and be true to yourself. Okay? Pile 3. So I hope it helped and I hope it resonated. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like to. And I will see you in the next pick a pile reading. Okay. You can also watch pile 2 or pile 1 if you're interested. Okay? Take care, pile 3. Bye.